Hello, hello, everyday leaders. Here we are. It is, what day is it? It's Tuesday, March the 3rd.
Mhm.
And this is a recap from the Everyday Leaders 50 and 50 Leadership Summit that happened on Saturday, February the 29th. So, those of you that came understand what this message is going to be about. Those of you that were not at the event are going to learn a lot. So I brought on three of my favorite people that joined me in October. October 1st, some of them, Kelly. and but for the most part, since October 1st, we have been studying the John Maxwell Leadership Bible every single day from 7:30 to 8 a.m. since October 1st. And during that time, we have become so aware of so many things that have helped us to improve our lives. So, the theme for the summit was Change the World. And during this last 5 months, we all really started to bond together and figure out a way that we could change the world among us. So, here's the story. Kelly Eckwurzel, Sonia Etchemendy, Deb Hallberg bonded together, and we were challenged by one of our members. We said there are things in our life that we need to be more aware of. And if we become more aware of those things, how could we use that to better other people? Right? Just becoming aware sometimes, that's good. But then what action step are you going to do to try to help yourself change? Hi, Joe. So I want to walk through here. When we were on a Bible study one morning, and I said, there's a lot of words that we use. It's so ridiculous that we use these words so often without even thinking, and it's our society.
Mhm.
And then Sonia said,
Oh, is it my turn? Sonia said, well, I said that we ought to keep track of it. And every time we say it, that we hold each other accountable. And I started making tick marks every time someone said that word. And for me, I was saying the word a lot. And so some of you were printing out from the internet words that meant the same, but could use them differently. But for me, I needed to put $1 in the jar. So I thought if I'm so aware that I'm going to have to put $1 in the jar, I won't say it as often. And so the rest of you said, yeah, put $1 in for me too. So I just kept the marks. And in about 10 days, we had 51 tick marks of saying that word, but yet, we caught ourselves a lot. We didn't say it as much as we would have said it had we not been so aware of that word. So I can't imagine how much it would have been had we not been keeping each other in check on it.
And I'm sure we
It
missed
would.
a few words.
I'm sure we do have these recorded, so we could go back and actually see exactly how many times. But Deb, what was that word?
Oh, okay. So I'm actually going to say it. Awesome. We overuse the word awesome. We apply it to everything, and there are so many other words out there that mean that, and so we've diluted and diminished the meaning of the word awesome by using it so much.
That's an awesome observation.
Yes, it was.
And since we started it, I noticed it more. I mean, people are just every other sentence, they're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Even on TV, the day that we left Indiana, I turned on the TV for just a brief moment while I was waiting for my ride to come, and I think they said it 3 times, whoever the commentators were.
It is way overused, and because our culture thinks that everything is awesome. Even in church, we say our God is an awesome God.
Mhm.
And then we walk out and say, hey, you packed my groceries. That's awesome. Now, that doesn't have the same level of awesomeness.
Right. Right.
But it really is way overused. So we decided, because of this level of awareness, and when you start to think about something, all right, here's my teaching moment. It's like every class I teach, I say, if you buy a red car, once you buy that car, you pull out of the parking lot, it is everywhere. It is on every corner. It's in every parking space that takes your spot. It's in your driveway by mistake. It is everywhere.
Mhm.
And so when you become aware of what you need to change, that starts the process. And so we really got passionate about this, and we had fun. But at the event, we said, every time you say this word, we should collect $1, because that's what Sonia made us do. So we collected how many dollars? $15 or $16 at the summit?
At the end of the summit, the jar had $75 in it.
Yay!
Party.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic, because people were, and I'm sure we missed some, but I wanted to give people an opportunity to join in our journey, because I wanted Kelly to come on and share. As a group, we decided that if we were going to change the world by using money that we collected, by becoming aware, and we really wanted to make an intentional decision to do something big, bigger than us. We wanted to give Kelly the opportunity to share why it's so important to help change the world in this way.
Well, in order to tell you that, I need to start about 15 years ago. I was very blessed to have the opportunity to go over to the Philippines with the company that I was working for at that time. And
it's your decision.
I'm hearing back something. I'm not sure. At any rate, I went over there, and the night that I arrived, the young man that was our driver, a young Filipino man, he and I bonded very quickly. It was like we had known each other from another life. I don't understand why we bonded so quickly, but we did. And I requested that he be our driver for the rest of the 9 weeks that we were going to be there. During those 9 weeks, I got to know he and his family quite well. And I learned that at that time he had, I believe it was 5 children. And since that time, he and his wife have had several more. But back then, with the first 5 children that I knew, one day we were sitting in a coffee shop, and he made the comment, well, my wife and I have a decision to make tonight. We have to decide which of our children will be able to go to school next year. And I thought I had misunderstood him, because I couldn't imagine sitting there. I have 5 children myself, and I couldn't imagine going, let me think. No, not you. You can go to school, but you can't. I can't even imagine that. It's just something that's not even in my imagination. And so I challenged him and said, I don't think I heard you right. And he said, no, we just can't afford to send all 5. So we're going to have to choose which one doesn't get to go to school. Well, as a mother, I got to tell you, that broke my heart. And I talked to our team, and we tried to help them as much as we could while we were over there. But that was almost 15 years ago. In the meantime, like I said, he and his wife have got a few more children. There isn't a great deal of birth control in that part of the world, and that's not surprising. But they're very fortunate that their children have grown up with more opportunity, simply because our team back then was able to give them some money. We were able to get lights turned on. We were able to get them running water. And for a while, we had enough food being sent to them. They had some problems. There were floods over there, monsoons. They ended up moving to a different area. The father got sick, and the team that we had back then has dispersed all over the world. I don't even know where half of them are. at any rate, to make a long story short, what we're looking for is to be able to help the children to be educated. Many times in the Philippines, children drop out of school when they are 12, 13, 14 years old and no longer get any education. They have a minimal reading level and they end up working in rice paddy fields as maids, things like that. This family now has 2 children in high school, and that's almost unheard of over there. So we'd like to continue to help them become educated. We'd like to see that these children have food enough so that when they go into school, their brains are actually working properly. Because as we all know, if you don't have a decent diet, you don't learn as well. They live in what I would call a shack. I started to call it a home, but a home doesn't necessarily refer to the dwelling, the building. A home, in my opinion, is where the love is. And they've got plenty of love in that family, but they don't have a decent place to live. Their home is a 3-sided roofed over dwelling that's open on one side to the elements. And the elements are fierce over there when they have monsoons. They have gotten electricity into this dwelling as well, so they're able to stay up a little bit later into the dark to be able to do their studies, but they need so much. Simple things that we take for granted when we were over there, they didn't have. Our team back then took up a collection of the disposable toothbrushes that we were given by the hotel we were living in at the time. And you would have thought we had given them Christmas presents. Some of the children said it was the first toothbrush that they had that they didn't need to share. And I was just blown away at that. I can't even imagine, first of all, not having a toothbrush or having to share one. So there's so many needs, and I know they're not the only ones, but that's what we would like to have everybody donate to, because it truly is an awesome idea to help them to be educated, because with education, that's how their lives can be better.
And it's so easy for us to do,
Yes.
right? So easy. So I have put in the comments anywhere that you're watching this, if you just want to say, I am in, and then we will connect you to the link so that you can participate in this and help donate. And Kelly will do the collection, and then she will send it to this family.
Yes.
And I think that is an awesome idea.
I do.
We can truly change the world for another family in another country.
Yes. And not just one family, because the father and mother are such loving, giving people that whatever they get, they share. I've seen him get the remnants of a meal and share it with other people, knowing that they didn't have protein or food, for that day either. And it's so simple. I don't know what your electric bills are, but I got to tell you, mine's a whole lot more than the $7 or $8 that they pay for a month's worth of electricity. So we're not talking about huge dollars. We're talking about small amounts that go a long way. I can't remember who it was at the conference last weekend that was talking about little things. And I think Eric Reed was talking about it this morning on his broadcast, was talking about little things that make big differences. And that's truly a little thing that makes a big difference.
Yeah, so if people have awesome moments out there, just send us your awesome dollar and help us change the world.
You know what? We don't have a limitation on this. If we said till Friday, so today's Tuesday, if we said every time, if you want to participate, raise your hand and put in here, I am in, right? I am in, and check yourself. And this is the honesty game, right? So if you want to participate, we want you through Friday night at midnight, every time you say that word, to decide how much you would like to also help us in changing the world, because it's not hard, but you will catch yourself and you will realize, wow, I didn't realize this. And it's not that it's a bad word. It's not that you can't say it. It's just we're bringing the awareness of how many times we do it. And so if you can give that up, it's Lent season too, right? It's a season of Lent. So if you can just check yourself and make a habit to do something good because of a cause that you're aware of, that's what we want to challenge you to do. So on any social media that you're on or YouTube, just type in "I am in," and we will be looking for your tallies.
And Kelly, Melanie, you said made a good point in that sometimes that word is appropriate. And I remember one of our morning Bible study calls, you said it, and I said, check mark, and you said, wait a minute. In this particular situation, it applies. So I challenge people to go pick up an old-fashioned Webster dictionary or Google it and find out the meaning of that word and make sure that that word actually applies to what you're saying. Otherwise, use your mind. Get it to ticking and thinking about other words that apply.
And I just brought Sylvia in. If you can see her on the screen, she just joined from her travels. And I don't know if she knows that she can be on video as well. But Sylvia, if you wanted to say something, Sylvia Verga is on here. If you wanted to unmute yourself, you can also say something about this challenge.
Hello, everyone. I just jumped in. I'm sorry. I need to catch up first. Nice to see you all.
Yes, yes. So anyway, on our morning Bible study, we do all kinds of fun challenges, and this has been an amazing, incredible, wonderful, terrific, phenomenal,
spectacular at times.
Fantabulous. But there are many things that you can do. You just get into the habits, right? And Jamal, if you were at the seminar, he talked about habits, and that does tend to make us just do things so spontaneously that we say, oh, that's just how it is. But you can benefit by thinking into being aware and saying, okay, if I needed to make a change, how uncomfortable is that? And so it just puts you in check. And so we invite you to join us on this journey and type in "I am in," and we will be looking for your tallies. And I want you to go on to all of our social media and tell us how you're doing. I'll be checking in every single day. And so today's Tuesday, it's 6:22. You can start this at 6:30.
And you'll get all that awesomeness out of you between now and 6:30.
That's right. Tell your family, tell people to keep you have a pool at work, right? Make it fun. If you go to an event or a social club or hey, Joyce Brown, if you're playing pickleball and you have an awesome shot, you should really think about having fun with this, because it's just 3 days. And see what we're talking about. It adds up really quickly, and you can check yourself. So, and it's going for a great cause.
And we'll get that link in the comments.
Great.
We'll put the comments. So thank you, ladies. For those of you that missed the first part of this is our Bible study group. So we've been studying since October 1st, the Maxwell Leadership Bible, and it is literally changing our lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen the Maxwell Leadership Bible, I encourage you to get one. It's both, in hard copy, like so, and many other versions, as well as on Kindle. So no excuse for not having one if you're interested in leadership.
And another comment I'll make about the Maxwell Bible, if you're not familiar with it, this is not a cult. We're not creating some religion here, but it's in different versions. The NIV, I think it's in King James Version, and it's got God's words in it. It's got what we should all be studying. But what John Maxwell added to this are breakout boxes and help us apply God's word to our lives. He simplifies it in a way that it makes sense. We should be living a godly life. And all the people on this phone call, on this chat right now, believe that. So if you want to be able to study God's word and apply it to your everyday life, the John Maxwell Bible, we're not promoting it. We're just saying it is a wonderful tool. And you can get it, like I said, in a couple of different translations. Whatever, I like NIV. I think Kelly likes King James. But it's God's world. It's yeah.
And I see that somebody's saying here that they're old school and they would rather write a check, and that's perfectly fine. We can do checks. That's not a problem. We will post the address to send them to, or I can do it on by a private message, either way. And thank you. We like old school too.
This is awesome.
It's not quite 6:30 yet, so you're off the hook for another 5 minutes.
5 more minutes. Get it all out.
That's right.
But get an accountability partner to have fun with this, because by Friday night, think about this. It's the 1st of March. It's during Lent. It's fun to think about if you've given up chocolate, or you've given up, TV, or you've given up movies or whatever. But this is, hey, Jerry. Thanks for identifying yourself.
Thank you, Mary.
But it's really fun. So thanks for watching us. We really wanted to get on here and let you know how we have decided to take on this challenge. And we talked about it as a group, and we thought it would be so appropriate to get on here and share after the summit on Saturday, because it really just touches our heart to know, we're collecting shoes for Olivia Step for Save the Earth Project. We collected luggage and backpacks for the foster kid programs. And I'm continuing to do that. But if you can do just this one little thing, and if you were there, you understood it. And if you're not there, but you're at your house, wherever you are in the world, you can help us with this family. And so I think it's a great challenge. And so do it. 6:30, at 4 minutes.
Right.
That $5 to $7 per child per month will keep them in school.
Wow.
Wow.
Mhm.
All right. Any last words, ladies?
Change the world.
That's right. One by one.
Yep. It starts with one person. Yep.
Absolutely.
One person.
Sometimes one sticky note.
Yes, that's right. Sylvia, you're unmuted. What did you have to say?
It starts with one awesome person.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It does. One awesome everyday leader can change the world. So be that person. Be that person. All right. We'll check back with you tomorrow, and good luck. Collect lots of money.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.